Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. My name is Kat, known as phamerina.planning here on YouTube and on Instagram. And today's video is a plan with me for the week of October 27th through November 2nd using Dash of Sun's Halloween kit called Shadows. It is foiled in silver, and let me tell you, Chelsea always has a way of making glamorous Halloween kits. So since I am on the PR team, I do get some like insider information. So um, Chelsea was working on this kit for a little while before, well, I think it was right around the tariff situation. And then she came once the situation had been resolved, or mostly resolved, because I think this one you still had to pay the higher fees when this collection released. She was trying to figure out what direction the Halloween kit was going to go. So she reached out to me for some, to pick up my brain. And I first, she was like, it's hard for me to do Halloween kits because I don't like Halloween. And I asked her, then why, not necessarily Halloween. She doesn't like scary things. So then I asked her, why are you making yourself design a Halloween kit then? And she said, because people ask for it from her. And I can see why, because Chelsea's vision for Halloween collections tends to be on the glamorous side rather than like the spooky, scary side. Last year's collection had a story behind it with the ghost and the ghost woman being trapped as a spirit, and like having the music trap people forever. And that kit was also a glamorous kit. So Chelsea has a way of making a lot of her collections feel super glamorous, which I really love about that. Because originally I was just intent on using Saucy Stickers kit for Halloween this year, so I don't only had to do one Halloween kit for October, so I could do fall kits for the rest of October. But like, I saw where this started, which was more of a kind of pinup pink orange vibe. That was like where this originally, well, not originally, was one of the original ideas for a Halloween collection. And I think she stumbled upon the like Swan Lake imagery and these florals. I remember very distinctly we were talking about these florals. And that's, I think that pushed the collection into this trajectory, which is super glamorous, kind of dark. Well, no, it is dark, but kind of creepy in a sense. It gives me a little bit of like the Mila Kunis Swan Lake vibes. I really enjoyed that movie. Or yeah, Mila Kunis and Natalie Portman. I haven't seen that movie in a while, but that movie is kind of creepy, um, like psychological creepy. Um, so yeah, that's kind of where this collection started. Why I decided to use it. Because I'm trying not to use two Dash of Sun kits in October because I end up inevitably using her like anniversary collection because my anniversary is also in October. But I just couldn't resist. This got dark, moody night vibes. This color palette is super dark and saturated. So it's like a color palette that I absolutely love and enjoy. So that's that part. So for the collection, like what I have for this collection is the base kit, a couple of pages from the deco kit. I actually did not grab the entire deco kit this time because since it's a Halloween kit, it's kind of situational. So I was like, I don't need everything. So it's either get the weekly kit or you get the deco kit in its entirety. So I grabbed a few pages from the deco kit. And then I grabbed the spider overlay instead of the lace overlay because I had the lace washi from Saucy Stickers that I knew I wanted to pull into this collection. And at first I wasn't sure how I was going to pull it in because I didn't want this whole spread to be all washy, washy at the top, washy at the bottom. Um, but I ended up doing the full look at the top with the spiderweb overlay, because that's what she calls her kind of rippable washies. Um, and then framing the two sides. At this point, I think I decided, you know what, let's just do like a mock double sidebar, where the one I'm currently working on is a true decorative sidebar, as in it's all deco, no functional planning stuff in it. And then have the other side look like a sidebar, but actually have the functional stuff in there, like actually have Sunday there. So for my center bridge, which I've already worked through, I brought in the doilies because I love when Chelsea has like these two-toned doilies. Um, I haven't figured out how she could make like a basics collection from them, but if the idea ever strikes, just know I will tell her. But I haven't really figured it out because that's a kind of a tricky thing to create. Like a blending of two colors that could work with a lot of other collections. So that's my center bridge. And then for my full boxes, I think I do 2 sets of tilted in the corners, top left and bottom ish right. And to kind of give the rest of the spread a little bit of a break, I do put the rest of the boxes in line with the columns. Um, oh, right. The spooky ballerina full box is so, it's not even spooky. It's just really like you have like creepy vibes from like the haziness of the edge of the full box. I don't know how to really explain it, but that's just how like I see it in my brain. Um, so yeah, this collection is like slightly Black Swan inspired. It's also like a glamorous collection, which is like why I'm like drawn to it. And then here I said like this is the second set of full boxes, tilted boxes that I did. And like I really treated this side kind of like as if it looked like a sidebar, but it wasn't a sidebar. Just to have that kind of symmetrical look, because that's kind of the thing with sidebars sometimes, um, is that it could feel a little lopsided. Um, Especially when I do like horizontal sidebars, I feel like this need to have the symmetry on the other side. So I've come to the conclusion that if I ever feel the need to like do a double sidebar for whatever reason, that I can make the one kind of look like a sidebar, dress it up a little bit like a sidebar, do a little bit more deco and whatnot, and just be happy with that. So yeah, I just really love the dark colors of this collection. I feel like I really needed to use the alcohol inks for this because the stark white against the against all of the blacks, it just was a little a little jarring. Um, for the date cover area, I pulled in the frame, which reminds me, I did also pull in like 1 or 2 frames from the, which one was it? Go- Ghostly Ghoul Glamour. It was the 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 really kind of glamorous Twinkle Tuesday from the Giving Girl from not a few years ago, it was last year. Because I bought 2 sets of those frames. Um, I really liked them that much. So I pulled in 1 or 2 of those, which I could have also pulled in the Saucy Stickers Gothic frames too, but I've had the Giving Girl ones sitting around for quite a while, so that's why I decided to go ahead and pull those in. And me, now that it's like winter time and conversations about seasonal foil deco and things like that are coming up, I'm like, I don't care. I'll use butterflies whenever in winter. You're gonna see some butterflies in winter spreads. Don't worry, because I just think I kind of think of them as like a motif. Yeah, of course, there are no butterflies really around right now, but I love them, so I'm gonna use them. I'm gonna use them in my spreads because they're pretty. So, on to the day by day for Halloween week. Halloween week. Let's see. Let me pull my notes up here. So this is the day after the gender reveal at home with my family. That happened on the Sunday before this one. So in order to do the gender reveal at work, like a cake is a one-time thing. You can't really do a cake again. um, so what I actually did was, instead of paying somebody else to stuff cupcakes with colored frosting, I spent my time getting like cupcakes from the grocery store, scraping off the top of the ice cream, carving a little hole in the top of the cupcake, and putting in some blue frosting. It probably would have just been easier if I frosted the cupcakes, but I don't know how to, like, I don't, that was a lot of time. I don't really have the skill set to do that. So I just kind of like smushed the frosting back on top, and I told my coworkers, I'm like, hey, yeah, this isn't pretty, but this is what you're gonna get. So if you want to be surprised, if you want me to tell you, I can just tell you. But um, here's how you guys can find out what the gender of this next kid is. So that was gender reveal for my coworkers. I also then posted on the socials the video from Sunday when we cut the cake. So that is that's the first thing. I also had some planning time on that day, and then I folded some laundry. On Tuesday, we did a vial inspection, which is just a thing I do at work, and we did a reagent. We prepared a reagent. It was a rough commute home, and then I had an install haul. On Wednesday was kind of uneventful. I didn't mark anything until the evening time, which was trick or treating at our um, local IKEA. So they have, I don't know how many IKEAs do it. I would assume it's more than my local IKEA, where they open the showroom floor. They have stations with food, and I believe they also had like a face painting station, like a color a ghost station, balloon animal station, and like, I know it's all just a way for them to get you in the showroom floor and looking at everything, but it was really cute. um it's also like a great way for the kids to burn off energy, because they get to run through the entire showroom. So we did the trick-or-treating at our local IKEA, and then we grabbed some dinner for myself and my husband, since Bub was going to go up to my mom's house for the night. And then let's see what else was there. And then I finished that night with the planning sesh. On Thursday, which we're finally working, which we're actually working on right now, Miss and Meow had announced her PR team, of which I am part of the first term, which should still be active when this video goes up, I believe. And then, which is really fun, because Regina's collections also have a kind, like, I really admire her kind of, I guess coquette is the best word for it, coquette style to her collections. You can always tell when it's a Regina collection because of how feminine it feels, even if it's not necessarily like a girly collection. That's kind of like her stamp on her stuff. Then I did some running around at work at night since Bub was not home. Um, he was at my mom's. My mom likes to keep him for a night, 2 nights. I vacuumed the house and did some laundry. Trust me, vacuuming is so much easier when your toddler isn't actively trying to play with toys while you're trying to vacuum. it's just a hassle. it's just a hassle. On Friday the 31st was Halloween. This was actually supposed to originally be my boss's last day at work. Um, so has a as a final goodbye from all of us, well, a majority of us, we all said that we were going to dress like our boss, which basically really meant like, um, since it was a Friday, you could do jeans, but if you had khakis, that would be better. A button-up shirt, Doc Martens, or shoes that look like Doc Martens, because I don't have Doc Martens. And he thought that was one of the kindest gestures. He actually extended his term. He extended his last day to the following week, but we were like, well, we still got to follow through on this, so that's what we did. I don't mark that on here, but that's just like a nice memory. So a bunch of us did end up dressing like our boss for work that day as our Halloween costume. Um, and then we trick or treated at my aunt's neighborhood. This is a thing now. Like, well, granted, I don't have kids where I am because of the main road being right there. So I feel like trick or treating has a custom. It's kind of like isolated in these kind of richer neighborhoods, or neighborhoods, clustered neighborhoods, maybe, that's which tend to usually be of like a slightly higher economic background, um or economic class, of which, like, I can see that in my aunt's neighborhood. I was like, Jesus, you guys got all the money for all of these Halloween decorations that you're going to take down and replace with Christmas decorations soon. Some people really went all out up there for Halloween, which I'm happy. No, I'm not going to yuck your yum. And the kids love it, but I'm just like, jeez, I don't have the mental, physical, or financial energy for any of that. But it was pretty neat. It's been years since I've done any trick or treating, obviously, because I don't go trick or treating myself, and we don't have trick or treaters at our house. So it was a fun experience to do that again. On Saturday, we actually stayed the night. Sorry to our cats. But it was easier for us to stay the night since we were trick or treating with my son. Then we had breakfast with our family. Um, After that, we went home, or we went back towards home, had a Barnes and Noble run, and then we played at the park. On Sunday, we did a grocery run, since, we gotta do groceries. We realized that we left Smudge alone on what we consider his birthday. We don't actually know his birthday. We picked him up as a stray outside. But since he's a black cat that we found in like mid-November, like sometime in November, actually it was towards the end of November. And they guessed he was between 4 to 6 weeks. Um, it was feasible that he could have been born on Halloween. He was probably actually born before Halloween, but we just gave him a Halloween birthday because he's a black cat. So we then had bacon. I made bacon for Smudge's birthday. He doesn't really care for a lot of treats, but he loves bacon. Absolutely goes bonkers for bacon. Every time I make bacon, or we have bacon for breakfast, he's sitting there waiting for his piece of bacon. And then it was just a bad mental health day. Um, yeah, let's just leave it at that. It's fine. Stuff happens. Life happens. So that is the spread. That's the video. Here are the kit leftovers. I'm actually really glad I was able to use as much as I did. I knew I wanted to use everything on this washi page because I didn't really want to leave like 2 florals left. So that's why you saw me like kind of running around to scrambling around to get like what's left of these florals on the page. I'm a little sad I didn't get to use this girl in the moon shape thing, because that's what I really love about that page, but we'll find time to use it. So that's the video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, I would love it if you gave the video a little like, leave a comment with any of your thoughts down below, and I would be so happy if you joined my little channel by subscribing, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye!